guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashley and I've had my YouTube channel for 2 years now. And it's predominantly fashion, some Q&As, lifestyle vlogs, but mostly fashion. A lot of you guys have been coming to me about doing this Q&A. So if you are a blogger or if you are a YouTuber and you're trying to grow your channel, you're trying to see what you're doing wrong or right, you've come to the right place. You're already a step ahead of everybody else because you're doing your research and your homework on how to be better. I just did a quick Instagram Q&A and I have so many good questions. Mostly I got questions about my background, so I'll go ahead and give you guys that before we get started, and that could probably help answer a few of those questions for you. So before I started my YouTube channel, I worked in the corporate fashion industry doing visual merchandising. Then about 2 years ago, I put up a YouTube video. It was a random hair tutorial. I'd never even watched YouTube myself. It was spur of the moment, random, crazy thing I did. Just kind of went from there. I started getting serious about it. Once my views just started getting bigger and bigger, I was like, okay, this could be something kind of cool. So I started consistently doing videos 3 times a week, no matter what, for like six or 8 months. I don't think I missed a day. I did 3 videos a week while working a full-time job. In about almost a little over a year ago, I quit my job because I had to choose. It was just getting too demanding on both sides, so I had to choose. So I chose this. I chose to do this full-time. Jumped the gun on everything, and just my creative mind leads with everything. So this is the perfect setting for me. I love doing this and I could not be happier with the decision that I made. I have my blog, which is Stylogics, and that's just kind of where I post my personal outfit photos. We do shoots whenever we film for YouTube, so I post all of those photos there. I have my YouTube channel, and then I have Life by Her, which is a side business that I created to be a community of women who empower each other and who support each other. So my team and I create a monthly lookbook, and it's kind of like a magazine, basically. It's got fashion, interior, beauty, health, etc. Everything you would see in a magazine, and it goes out once a month, and we have a Facebook group that comes along with that. So, and it's just kind of growing and expanding from there. I mean, we're talking about clothing lines, skincare, so you know, having a brand like this is really kind of setting you up for really big things. That is what I have going on right now, and that is kind of what I've created for myself, and it's kind of developed in the past year. Question number 1. Since you are self-employed, what does your daily work schedule look like, and what do your interns do? My work schedule is different every single day. But for the most part, I do have like a routine down in the morning. I'll wake up, I'll go to the gym, get my coffee, check emails, check my calendar, what I have for the day, and then I do my daily routine. I mean, my daily schedule. And that's either consisting of filming, working on the Life by Her lookbook, having design meetings for t-shirts and clothing. We have weekly team meetings just to kind of go over the lookbook and what our subscribers are wanting to see. We have content meetings where I plan out my content in advance. So that's kind of what my week looks like. My interns, I do not have an intern. I have a Jenna. I have one Jenna, and she is my editorial assistant for the Life by Her lookbook, and she only comes here 2 days a week. She's working all the time. I need so many more Jennas in my life. She's here 2 days a week, and we work on the lookbook when she's here. As a YouTuber, as a fashion YouTuber, how do you afford to bring in so many new items for your videos? Are store sponsorships involved at all? That's a good question. Whenever I first started, I could not afford to show new items all the time. I just couldn't. I've never gotten help from my parents to pay my rent or my bills. I've always taken care of myself, and I wouldn't have it any other way, ever. I feel like it kind of makes you who you are and makes you a hard worker, but I couldn't afford that. I can just imagine asking my dad for money for clothes. He would hang up on me. Go to Zara and H&M and just kind of pick one statement piece, and you know, fingers crossed I had enough money in my account for it, and I would get it. It's really irresponsible, right? And I would just take clothes that were already in my closet and style around it. You know, it doesn't matter if you can or can't afford so many new items a month. You know, show what you have, be creative. You know, I feel like that almost produces better content when you use your brain and you're creative about just styling one piece or featuring items over and over. Yes, store sponsorships are involved. I work with River Island all the time, and it's a great relationship. They have amazing clothes at an affordable price. It's available almost worldwide, and we have a really great relationship, and as well as a few other brands. Can you talk about your YouTube camera gear and why you picked these cameras? So I have for vlogging, I have this Sony a5100, and I'm trying to look at the lens right now because I'm on it right now. What is this lens? I have to ask Ryan because he's in charge of all the camera gear.
It's the Sony 10-18.
The Sony 10-18 lens, and that's for wide angle. So when you're vlogging, you're getting like a good picture of your surroundings, and it's not just like your face hold in right here. For doing YouTube videos, we have the Sony a6300 for video. We have the 50mm 1.8 and kit lens, which is great. Both Sonys come with great kit lenses. We have the 85mm 1.4 G Master. That sounds really fancy. Was that expensive? Any recommendations on how to start a fashion YouTube channel? I think my first piece of advice is to start it. Come up with good content, film something that you love and put it out there. I know that's like the scariest part. If you want to have a YouTube channel, you have to put it out there. You just have to do it. So that's step number one, and then I think everything else kind of falls into place. You'll kind of get a feel if you like it or not. How often do you work with companies, and what do you look for when sorting through potential brands for sponsorships and collaborations? So I only collaborate with brands that I love and that I would spend my own money on. Like, there have been brands that have reached out to me and they're like, oh, here, we'll offer you this much for promoting our product. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really cool product, but I don't know that I would spend my money on it. So I wouldn't expect you guys to spend your money on it. You know, when you are getting deals, when you are getting emails of collaborations, just be really mindful. You don't want to lose your trust in your subscribers over a big paycheck. For example, I just turned down a really big collaboration with a makeup brand who is not cruelty free, because I literally just told you guys, I literally just told my subscribers that I'm trying to transition away from buying cruelty free makeup. So what does that say about me if I'm like the face of this brand? Really just choose products that you would spend your own money on and that you believe in, because people will see right through you and see if you're a phony, and if you're raving about this product, oh, it's my favorite, but then you never use it again. People aren't stupid. People know, and it's embarrassing, to be honest. So just be really mindful when choosing brands to collaborate with. I was curious as to how you come up with ideas for original content. There are so many fashion-focused pages these days. I feel like it'd be impossible to have ideas that aren't so mainstream. So nothing is original. Someone got inspiration from somewhere to create this item. Like if you type in how to style, I just did how to style plaid for fall. There's probably 100 other videos of plaid for fall, which is totally fine. But what makes it creative and what makes it unique is your style. Not everyone puts together your outfit. There could be 100 how to style plaids, but is there any of them like yours, like the outfits you're putting together? So don't be afraid. I mean, be original. Obviously, don't blatantly copy somebody's ideas and outfits, but you know, take inspiration from something and put your own creative twist on it, and then people really appreciate that. What is something most people don't know about the way YouTube and or blogging works? This is a good question. I think a lot of people don't know the back end of a sponsored video. I think that that is something that is just not thought about, which why would you think about it? But for example, whenever I collaborate with another brand, I have to sign like a 10-page contract, which is why I have an agent. She looks over that. They have lawyers on their side. When you're signing contracts like this, you can't just sign it. Like, you don't know what you're signing. And this is something that I was kind of surprised to see when I first started collaborating with brands, is like, you create this video and they get 2 to 3 rounds of edits. So you might have to create this video 2 weeks in advance, and then they're like, nope, change that. Nope, we didn't like the way you said that. So by the time it's done, you're just like, Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. A lot goes into the back end of sponsored videos. They don't just send you the product and they're like, here, we trust you, just show the world. Some brands will tell you, give you basically a script. They will say word for word, you need to say this. And that's of course when I'm like, no, not doing that. Appearance is also when I'm wearing sweatpants right now. I'm wearing like a nice top and jewelry, but I'm also wearing sweatpants on the bottom because I'm sitting here. When people are here and talking to the camera and they look nice, they're either not wearing pants or they're wearing sweatpants, I promise you. What was your corporate job before this? I worked for Intermix, where I did visual merchandising, and then I worked for Alice and Olivia, where I did operations. The editing in your videos are always so good, thank you. How did you learn to edit so well? I just taught myself. If ever I need to hire somebody to do something, or I always teach myself. If I can't figure something out, I always teach myself. First I go to Ryan, because I feel like Ryan knows everything about everything, but I always try to do research myself just to get it done. I feel like that's the easiest way. But now editing, I can do with my eyes closed. To me, it's so easy at this point, but when I first opened Final Cut Pro, I was like, oh, what am I doing? How did your lips look before lip injections, and what made you want to get them? Excuse me, that is not the topic today, but I'll show you anyways. Hi Ash, I recently decided to start writing a blog, and I was wondering for someone just starting out to be successful at this and hopefully make a living from it. So you can't start a blog already wanting to make a living out of it. You have to think, like, what value are you giving? What are you providing that's so good that someone's gonna wanna pay you to do? You have to take it one day at a time, and you have to be consistent, and you have to put out content that's providing people what they want, what they need. What are you doing to help somebody? So I think start there, start it and enjoy it, and provide good content, and the rest will come. You have to do it for a long time. I mean, you need to expect 1 to 2 years of consistent content in order, and maybe, I don't know, maybe your content's so great you might like take off in 3 months, but for the most part, 1 to 2 years. What are your favorite videos to film? I like filming my 7 outfit series because I get to pick out 7 outfits, and I love picking out outfits, and I like putting things together, so probably that one. I have started my YouTube channel, but whenever I find someone who has my same sense of humor or like similar film style, but they're way more known, I get unmotivated and don't want to seem as if I'm copying them and get trolled on Twitter. Okay, I don't know why you think this is a bad thing. So there's someone has so many subscribers, so many followers, and they have your same style and your same personality and your same sense of humor. That's great news for you, because that means that there's a market for you out there, because this person's made it, so why can't you? Don't be sad about that. Be actually very happy. People, you say troll, I don't use that word troll because I don't even know what that means. It doesn't make sense to me. But if someone's trolling you on Twitter, you're always gonna have a troll. Always. Like, there are so many trolls. If someone thinks you're copying someone else, who cares? But if you are, then don't do that. But if someone thinks you are and you're not, and you know you're not, you know deep down you're not, then don't worry about it. People are gonna say what they want, think what they want. Don't worry about it. Keep doing you. You're the one putting yourself out there. You're the one creating content. Just keep doing it. How long does it take you to edit a video, and what program do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. I know there are other good ones out there, but I just kind of got the hang of that one quickly, so I'm using that. Sometimes it takes me 3 hours to edit a vlog, and then sometimes it takes me like 6 hours to edit like a whole series, like a lookbook. And that's from like start to finish. That's from like, is this bright? Hold on. Just turn the brightness down a little bit. Sometimes it takes me 6 hours, and that's including like the thumbnail, finding shopping links for you guys, and all of that. So it just depends on the video. Do you ever feel like you have to look a certain way to be successful as a blogger? You can obviously wear anything you want and it looks good, but any tips to feel confident with your own body and actually not be that, what? Oh, she summed it up. What I mean is, if you have any tips, to not get pressured to be fashion skinny. This is a top. Body image is such a huge issue that I don't want to get so deep down into, but all I can say is that there are bloggers and models of all shapes and sizes out there. you know, 5 years ago, there's photoshopping, there's retouching, there's anything to make skinny people already look skinny. And I know this is so, you guys are probably like, shut up, coming from a very thin person, but you know, don't feel like you need to look a certain way. Their body, like I don't have a normal body type. I'm abnormally skinny and abnormally small, and I know that. There are models and bloggers from all shapes and sizes, colors, races, you name it. So please don't feel like you have to look a certain way, and don't feel the pressure to. If you're worried about this, start a movement. The more self-confident you are with your body, the more it spreads. Self-confidence spreads like wildfire. So if you're a certain size and you're uncomfortable about it, and you're self-confident, and you know you look good, and you know you put together an awesome outfit and you're rocking it, other people will see that and be like, oh yeah, she looks so happy, she's so self-confident, I want to be like that. So create your own space. Create a positive role model out of yourself for people to look up to. Is there anything you miss about having a corporate job? Yeah, I miss talking to like my friends every day. I don't know, whenever you're in a job and you're working with really cool girls, and it's just kind of fun to like go to work and talk and then go out for drinks afterwards. And I miss that interaction, because right now it's just Ryan and I have to interact with him all day, and that's okay, but I'm just kidding. So it was nice to have that interaction and like girl time, but obviously that's not what work is about. But I think that's probably the one thing that I do miss. How do you guys film lookbooks? Do you film everything in the same day? Do you run errands and film in between? So yeah, most of the time we're filming them all on Saturday. So we're usually working all day Saturday, filming, and I'm usually editing all day on Sunday until the video goes live. But we've started doing it to where we like film one outfit a day for like 4 days, and that's, I don't know, you just kind of have to find your balance and like what works best for your time schedule that week. Do you make a media kit, and do you send it to brands when they contact you for partnerships? Everything goes through my agent, Caroline. She has my media kit that she gives to brands, but before I had an agent, I did make my own media kit. It's just good to give, you know, if someone just wants to inquire but they're not sure if they want to move forward, at least they know kind of like what they're working with. So it doesn't hurt to make one, and it looks professional as long as you make it look nice. It doesn't hurt anything. Does Ryan have a desire to start his own YouTube channel? No. Do you?
No, not right now.
No, not right now, he says. Okay. How far in advance do you plan your creative content? So in the first week of each month, I will sit down with my calendar and plug everything in for the whole entire month. Now things change, you know, like say I'm wanting to style like denim jackets, but I found like 2 really cute pairs of trousers, then I'll be like, okay, maybe I should do the trousers instead of the denim jacket. But my content schedule is always the same. So it's always fashion video on Sunday, vlog on Wednesday, like random video on Friday, always. My question is, how were you able to figure out a way to make yours stand out opposed to other bloggers with your lookbook, Facebook group style, etc.? I'm not really sure how my style differentiates me from the rest of the blogger community. So as for style, everyone has their own personal style. You know, if you put all the clothes in the world out there, not one person is gonna pick the exact same outfit. I think it's just really about knowing your style and knowing who's watching you and catering to those people. When it comes to your blogging or your YouTubing, you know, I took the idea of how to style. You know, I'm not the first person to create a how to style lookbook on YouTube, but I created it in a way. I took cinematic shots. I created like this really cool slow motion with the music, and I really wanted it to take you to another place and for you to like feel something. I know that sounds super cheesy, but that's kind of what I was going for. And you know, you just have to come up with your own original ideas. For example, come up with a series, you know, that someone else might already do, but make it your own. Put your own creative spin on it. Have you thought about starting your own clothing line? Yes, I have. That is coming. It's coming. Hope you love it. What helps you the most when you have a challenging or frustrating moment or days in business? I think whenever I have frustrating or challenging days, I really try to step away from work, because obviously that frustration is coming from somewhere else. Maybe you're overworking yourself, maybe you're just not in the right mindset at the moment. So I think it's really about clearing your mind. So I step away from what I'm doing for a little bit, figure out what my frustration is, why I'm frustrated. Then I do something that I enjoy, even if it's just taking Stella outside for 5 minutes or running outside to get a coffee, getting fresh air. And usually by the time I come back, I've mentally kind of pinpointed what the deal was and how can I work through this with myself. What do you love most about being a YouTuber or YouTuber/influencer? I'm really not crazy about the word influencer. I think it's kind of taken on a new meaning. I love the true definition of influencer. I want to be a good role model, and I want to influence people to, whether it be like a skincare product that I have found that is just great, or if it's you know, a new app that I think is so cool that would save you money. So I want to influence people in the right direction. So that's probably my favorite thing about it, is that I get to control what I influence and what I don't. Having 2 younger sisters, I care so much about young people, especially young girls growing up in this crazy world of technology and social media. And I really want to spread the message that, you know, everyone puts their best self on Instagram and social media. Everyone has problems though, and everyone is dealing with those problems behind closed doors. No one should ever want something that somebody else has, or want a life that somebody else has, because they think it's perfect. So my favorite thing about being an influencer or YouTuber is spreading that message to young girls, because I want to hug all young girls and just let them know that that it's not always what it seems to be on the internet. How do you organize your social media? Do you have a specific posting schedule, or do you just post when you feel like it? On Instagram, I just post when I feel like it. But YouTube, I have a schedule down that I think I just shared with you guys a while ago. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. Same styles of videos on those days. How do you decide what to film and what is too personal? Do you ever have meltdowns or emotional days, or those parts of things that you choose not to film? I do not have meltdowns. I have days where I'm very busy and it's like, oh, I've got so much to do, but I don't know that I've ever had like a meltdown. I'm not, and I don't know if this is like to a fault, I'm just not an emotional person. I never have been. I do have days that I don't want to film. Obviously, there are days where I'm just, you know, not feeling like I have days where I'm literally just sitting here at my computer all day and no one wants to see that. So I do choose not to film those days. Or, you know, if I'm going through something in my personal life, either with family or something, obviously I don't film those days. But there are things that are personal in my life that I don't film, and that kind of takes me back to the social media thing. Not everything you see online, not everyone is perfect. People show what they want to show, including me. I mean, including everyone. But to answer your question, if you're questioning filming something because it might be too personal, film it, and then while you're editing, I mean, just take it out. You don't have to put everything in. If you're watching it and you're like, oh, I really don't want to show that side, show that story, just take it out. So many people think bloggers and YouTubers have such an easy job. What is the hardest part about your job? I don't find what I do hard because I love doing it, genuinely love doing it. So I don't think a second of my life is work, because I enjoy what I do. If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. I love that quote because it's true. The hardest part, I think, is consistency, because when you are in this position, you are your own boss and you are the creator of your own brand and your own YouTube channel and your content. So, you know, you could, if you wanted to, just sleep in until 12 p.m. every single day of the week and take a week off. But that's not a good idea. You do have that option. So I think the hardest part is getting in that routine of being consistent and not lose yourself, you know, when you're getting a ton of subscribers and you're comfortable. And right now I could, if I wanted to, not post anything for 2 full weeks. But that's a terrible idea. I would never do that. You just have to be true to your channel, be true to your subscribers, and stay consistent. And delegating all the hours in the day. You know, I could easily right now just stop filming, say, oh, you know what, screw this video, I would rather be shopping. But you can't do that. You know, you have to value each hour in the day and get as much done as you can. I also never feel like it's enough. Like I wish there were more hours in the day, because at the end of the day, I still have things on my to-do list that I haven't gotten done. So it's like I'm always so hard on myself. I never know when to stop. And sometimes it's easy to overwork because there's just never a stopping point. I feel like when I'm lounging and not doing anything, that I'm wasting time and that I'm being lazy almost. So, you know, with my old job, I would go into work at 8 o'clock, I would come home at 5, and I just had the evening to myself to do whatever I wanted. And I felt no guilt. But now it's like if I'm doing something besides working, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Besides consistency, what is the best way to build a following? Good content. You have it right. Number one is consistency, but good content. Why are people following you? You know, you can't just expect all these people to start following you for no reason. You have to put good content out there. Original content, creative content, be original, be genuine. Along with the consistency, that is like a recipe for, you know, being able to turn your dream hobby into a dream job. If you're consistent and have good content that people enjoy reading and you're giving them great advice for 1 to 2 years, then you're good. How do you maintain your friendships while working so much and spending time with Ryan? Well, Ryan and I spend time together throughout the day because we don't have a choice. We're both here all day, so that's really not an issue. But my friends, most of my friends do not live here in the city. They live in LA, they live in Texas, so I really don't worry about that. They'll come and visit me for, you know, a week at a time, or I'll go visit them. So then there's really no working involved. Why do you love your job and what makes it so special, and how does it compare to your regular 9-to-5 job? I loved my 9-to-5 job. Like I said earlier, I loved working in the fashion industry, but what I love most about what I do now is that I'm able to be creative and kind of set my own standard. So like before, when I was in my 9-to-5 job, like if I had an idea that I thought would be great for the brand, no one would hear my idea and no one would care. So now that I'm kind of in control of myself and what I create, then I'm free to be as creative as I want and to execute all of my ideas and all of my plans. How do you begin getting paid for posting, and how do you navigate the beginning of monetizing your blog or Instagram? You begin getting paid when you have an audience, and you get an audience by being consistent and creating good content. Audience is everything. Like if you think about a TV show, you watch your favorite TV show and it's great. Your favorite TV show gets canceled. Why did it get canceled? Probably because not enough people were watching that TV show. So you have to continue to build your audience in order to get paid from brands. I think a lot of people don't dissect why are brands paying me. They're just so focused on when am I gonna start getting paid? Well, why do you think you deserve to get paid? You know, you have to give them something in return. They're not just gonna give you money and product for nothing. You have to have an audience. You have to put their product in front of your audience, and the bigger your audience, the more you're gonna get paid. I started a blog and now I'm scared to show anyone. It's more of a lookbook for my mom and I to look at my outfits. How did you gain the confidence to begin YouTube and block out any hate? There's really no way to tiptoe around this. When you're starting a blog or a YouTube channel, you have to have some sort of fearlessness in you, sort of a confidence, and you know, it gets better with time. You know, you get a little bit more and more fearless. I'm gonna be totally honest, I was kind of scared to post my first video. I didn't want to. So I get where you're coming from. If you are wanting to start it, you just have to hit the public button. Public, just make it public, just do it. The first time's scary and it gets better after that. And if you really are just too scared, then maybe just keep it a personal blog for you and your mom to look at. I hope you gain that confidence and you gain that fearlessness to make your blog public. And as for blocking out hate, what does hate mean to you? It's just words that somebody writes on the internet. You don't know this person, they don't know you. Why is this meaning something to you? Why is this hateful comment meaning something to you? Honestly, I almost just feel bad for these silly people who take the time out of their day to go and write something about me, whether it be like terrible or a little bit terrible, I don't know. Hate is almost just kind of a form of flattery. There is someone taking the time out to think about you and to write about you, and you just kind of have to be numb to it. You have to have thick skin. I'm being completely honest. You know, if you are wanting to put yourself out there, you need to expect it. My first hate comment when I was like 2 months in, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, excuse me, you don't even know me, I don't even know you, you weirdo. It's literally something that I look at now and I don't even think twice about it because I'm numb to it, and you will get that way eventually, but you do have to get past those first little few humps of negativity. Don't let it get to you. Don't let something as small as some small little person who obviously something internally is wrong with them. Don't let someone like that get under your skin, because chances are if someone's saying something negative about you or talking shit about you, they're unhappy with themselves. Just me as a person, as just like a human being, there's so much going on in the world. I worry for my sisters, my generation of younger girls. I'm so worried about stuff like that. I would never go online and talk about somebody's boobs, somebody's lips, somebody's what they look like. I mean, for God's sake, people, like, you know, we're living in a time where we need to be kind to one another. Woman to woman, man to man, woman to man. I mean, it doesn't matter. So any sort of hate you get, just feel sad for that person. I do, and I hope everyone else does also. So just think about, this is what Brian told me a while ago. Think about someone everyone loves. Think about Oprah. Think about George Clooney. Who did I see today that I love? Ellen Pompeo, Meredith Grey. People hate them. There are forums that hate George Clooney. Who hates George Clooney? Somebody hates George Clooney. I didn't believe Ryan, so I went and typed it in. And there was a website and it's like, I hate George Clooney. There's not one person in this world that everyone likes. Someone's not gonna like someone for something, but don't worry about it. If you're a good person and you know it, just be yourself, do you, and be happy. Hey Ashley, I just wanted to know if all the songs you use in your videos are royalty free. Yes, they are, because if they're not, then I don't get paid. How do I create a following while having a full-time job? What I did was I had to be at work at 7 a.m. and I sometimes had to stay till like 6 p.m. and I put out 3 videos a week, and I was sometimes filming at midnight and editing until like 2 a.m. to get my video live the next day and be at work at 7. And I did that for almost 8 months. So, I mean, you just have to be prepared to put the work in. You know, these things aren't handed to you. And I understand, you know, some people don't have to work. Their funds are taken care of, and that's great. But for people who have to work in order to support themselves, you know, you have to put extra work in. But you know what? I feel like that just makes you appreciate it that much more, and it makes you work a little bit harder once you get the feeling of being able to do what you love full time. I'm gonna give you a little recipe that I found that worked for me. So here's what you do. You find the niche that you're in, whether it be fashion, beauty, cooking, interior. You find the top 3 people, whether it be a blogger, YouTuber, in that niche, and create your business model after them. So go and see what is working best for them, what is resonating with their audience, and use your own spin to create what they're creating. Don't copy, do not copy at all. Use your creativity to make a spin-off of what they're doing. They're doing a video that's 3 healthy recipes a week, and they're killing it with it. You know, do something like that of your own. Create your own recipes. If you're vegan, 3 vegan recipes a week. Vegetarian, 5 a week. You know, maybe try to outdo yourself a little bit, because I always say, and I heard this somewhere, I don't know if Gary Vee said this, always try to put yourself out of business. Because someone else out there is trying to do it. That being said, there's always competition. So you need to always try to put yourself out of business. Always try to do better than you did last week, last month, last year. Always try to outdo yourself. And if you want to grow super, super fast, then put out a video every single day. I know some of you are probably like, are you kidding me? No, try it. How do you manage to respond to so many comments on YouTube? I don't understand why people don't respond to comments on YouTube. It blows my mind. If there's one thing that I have learned from podcasts that I've listened to and webinars, it is to always respond to your audience. I get, it's so weird to me that a lot of people don't respond to comments. I used to respond to every single comment, and now obviously it gets too hard to respond to everything, but I always try to respond to as many comments as I can. And my advice to you is you are never too big to not respond to your audience. So you go and answer people's questions. You know, they're here for you. They're watching you. You can't give them this advice and then they ask you a question and you just leave them hanging. So, you know, if you take any advice from me, that just please know to respond to your comments, to your subscribers. And never not respond. At least try to I know, you know, time is money and there's not enough time in the day, but just try to respond to as much stuff as you can. All right, so it has been real fun talking to you guys about this, this Q&A. And let me know if you guys want to see another Q&A like this. I hope it was informative. I hope. And I will be monitoring the comment section. If you guys have any other questions for me, please ask and I will do my best to answer them all. But until then, keep doing what you're doing, keep rocking. You know, like I said in the beginning of this video, you are one step ahead of everybody else because you are researching how to be better and how to grow. So good for you, you're on the right track and I believe in you. That being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.